In Jesus' prayer in John 17, he says in verse 18, he says, as you sent me into the world, so I have sent them into the world. And for their sake I consecrate myself, that they also may be sanctified in truth. I do not ask for these only, but also for those who will believe in me through their word, that they may all be one, just as you, Father, are in me and I in you, that they also may be in us, so that the world may believe that you have sent me. The glory that you have given me, I have given to them, that they may be one, even as we are one. I in them and you in me, that they may become perfectly one, so that the world may know that you have sent me and love them even as you have loved me. The phrase that occurs over and over in that passage, one of them that I'm having a hard time with, is just as. Just as, or even as. Where in verse 21 he says, that they may all be one, just as you, Father, are in me and I in you. Okay, I always knew John 17 was about unity. And I always knew that he wanted us to get along. And he didn't like the bickering, he didn't like this or that. But this phrase, are you seeing what he's saying? He goes, just as. What was the prayer of Jesus? His prayer was, Father, may they be one just as I'm in you and you are in me. Think about that. He's not just saying, I want them to get along. He's not saying, I just want them to be able to, maybe it could just be one denomination in the whole world. That's not the, he goes, no, I want something even more than that. I'm praying for something even deeper than that. I want them to be one, Father, like you and I are one. Okay, how close do you think the Father and Son are to each other? And that's why that phrase, just as? Okay, like what's your name? Jonathan. Oh, I was going to ask him, sorry. Greg? Yeah, I don't care about you. Greg. So, I don't know Greg. I met you earlier, so it doesn't count. Okay, so I don't know Greg, and I'm assuming, because I have the Holy Spirit in me, that I could put up with you, okay? And you could probably put up with me, and we can worship together, maybe even be in a small group together, for maybe 6 months or so. I can assume, that's what I think when I think of John 17 unity. But I don't think, God, you prayed that Greg and I would be one, like you and the Father are one, just as you and the Father are one. See, I never had that picture when I was shepherding my congregation down here in Southern California. I wanted them all in a room. I wanted us to get along. I wanted to quit the bickering over stupid things. But did I have as a goal, God, I'm going to get as close to Greg, and I want to have this oneness that the Father and Son have? I don't know that I ever even believed that was possible. See, but these are the things that are possible through the Holy Spirit. That there would be this oneness that we would have. And this oneness just as you, Father, are in me and I in you, that they also may be in us, so that the world may believe that you have sent me. Verse 23, I in them and you in me, that they may become perfectly one. Perfectly one. I in them, you and me, that they may be perfectly one. And God's included in that. Because, it's like this triangle. It's just like they're connected to each other. They're connected to us. We're just one. All I and them, you and me, may they be brought to complete unity. Perfectly one. But here's the other phrase, that they may become perfectly one. Here's the phrase, so that. Verse 23, so that. What? so that the world may know that you sent me and love them even as you loved me.